Yo, what's up? It's your boy Josh, and in this video, I'll be walking you through the 10K a month online coaching myth. Why posting content alone won't scale you past 5K a month. Now, before we do dive into that, I have a question for you. If posting content was the answer, then why aren't you already past 5K a month? Like, you are posting, you're engaging, you're showing up, yet you are still stuck. Which begs the question, another question, why? Well, like I said, I'm going to show you why content alone will not scale you past 5K a month. And then I'm also going to show you the missing piece that will get you to 10K months and beyond. Now, to save your time today, I do want to be clear on who this video is for. So this video is for you if you're an online fitness coach who already has clients, but you're struggling to consistently bring in leads. You can't close high ticket offers consistently and you're struggling to scale your business past 5K a month. You're also probably watching this video if you're a coach who's constantly posting, you're feeling like you're doing all the right things, but it's almost like you keep hitting this glass ceiling and you can't break past it with your revenue. And this is also for you if you do want to build a freedom business. You are more than ready for time, money, and location freedom, and you're really eager just to start working from anywhere in the world. And I know this because this is exactly what I wanted when I first got into online coaching. But inside of this training today, what you will learn and what you will take away are the biggest mistakes keeping you stuck under 5K a month, why content alone is not enough, and what actually scales your business, and a simple 4-step system to predictably generate leads, sign clients, and scale past the good old magical 10K a month. But look, before we dive in, let me actually introduce myself. If you don't know who I am, my name is Josh Bowers. I'm 30 years old, and although at the time of filming this anyway, I'm living in Bali, I'm originally from Australia. I'm a tattoo collector, I'm a geek, a bit of a gym bro. What I like to call it is just being a jacked nerd. I scaled my first business, the Bikini Body Project, to 100 active clients and $500,000 in revenue. Then I launched a course and also a marketing agency at the time, and look, I'll spare the details. It basically forced me to implode, and I overcommitted myself and essentially had a mini meltdown and shut everything down essentially overnight. After spending some time reflecting and testing out and refining some different strategies after all of that happened, especially me then being a little bit more so worried about my own time, energy, bandwidth, and I guess establishing some boundaries with how I wanted to approach business moving forward where I wouldn't overcommit. I tested a whole bunch of stuff and I discovered something that actually works. So now what I do is I help online fitness coaches, most likely just like you, scale their businesses to 10K a month and beyond. We build powerful personal brands while using high converting content, hyper-targeted lead generation, and sales systems. If you know me already, you would know that I'm the systems guy. And today I'll be sharing that exact process with you. So let's dive into the 3 biggest mistakes that are keeping you stuck at 5K a month. Mistake number 1 is that posting content without a lead generation strategy and why content alone won't scale your business. So there's a pretty good chance that you are posting content, but you probably have 0 lead generation strategy in place. You've probably just been told to post more. How many times have you been told that? Like, I've seen that and heard that a gazillion times. Yeah, bro, just post every day. You got to post 3 times a day, 5 times a day. Just post as much as you can and the money will come. And it's like, hey man, I'm like posting like every single day, sometimes twice a day, and I'm still not getting the big business or the traction that I want. So it's like posting alone ain't gonna get you the clients, right? So you've probably just been told just to post more, but you're already posting, right? And you're still struggling to get consistent clients. So here's the really interesting thing about content. Your content alone does not create demand for your coaching. It will get you followers, but 99% of the time, those followers ain't turning into cash, right? They just don't turn a follower into a buyer, or content doesn't turn a follower into a buyer. Unless you have a real system in place, the content that you're putting out is just noise. And if you've been bashing this down for a while, there's a very good chance that you've just created so much noise to your current audience and anyone else that sees your content that they just see this diluted, noisy Instagram profile that's talking about a whole lot of nothing, and it's probably no wonder that you're struggling to make over 5K a month. So the missing piece is actually pairing content with a targeted lead generation strategy, such as Instagram follow ads that actually attract the right people into your world. So what you're looking at here on the screen is essentially 2 example ads. These are both ads that I have ran previously and one that I'm running right now. And these are paid ads, right? We run a very low cost paid ad strategy, but this acts like a magnet where I'm attracting in ideal buyers into my world. Because of the hyper targeted nature of these ads, I'm pulling in ideal leads into my world every single day on autopilot. It's fantastic, right? Now the right people are seeing my content, where it's high converting based content, which we're going to get into shortly. It's a recipe for making a lot of sales. So I strongly suggest you get something like this in place. Now, the second mistake that you're most likely making is that you're relying on content without a sales system. So what I mean by this is that you're probably just posting content into the void, hoping that someone will reach out to you. Content is fantastic for building trust. If anything, I am actually extremely bullish on content in 2025, just like I was in 2024, and just like I was in 2023. And that is coming from someone who was initially a paid ads only person. The Bikini Body Project, no content. I had like 3 or 4 posts on my profile at that time, and it was crazy the amount of money that I made by posting no content. But things were different back then. This was back in 2020. We're in a trust recession right now, and we need content. So you do need content, right? And it is great for building trust. But here's the thing. Without a structured sales system, it will not turn into consistent revenue. So what you need is to combine content with a structured DM and call process to move leads from engaged followers to paying clients. Now, I'm not going to go too deep into this little flow chart here, but essentially you have your traffic sources, which are content and Instagram ads, driving people to your Instagram profile. This is the exact process we use in the Freedom Coach formula, my paid programs. We focus on Instagram content, short form mainly, emails, and also looking at some YouTube stuff as well. But again, we're not focusing on virality, we're focusing on high converting content. Then what we're doing is we're driving all of the traffic to our Instagram profile. This is our incubator, right? Some people will buy from you in 1 day, some people will buy from you in 100 days. It really just depends on how much nurturing they need and how much trust needs to be built with that person before they'll buy. But when they're in our little ecosystem in here, they're just seeing your stuff and they're getting warmed up. And look, I'll be completely honest with you right now, you're watching one of my nurture pieces in this ecosystem. I'm delivering some value to you so you can have some actionable takeaways. And sure, you could go do all of this stuff by yourself. But at the same time, all I'm doing is putting some small deposits into your trust account from me. So at some point you will eventually buy. This is the power of content, which eventually will turn into a DM conversation, which will eventually turn into a call, and then that person becomes a new client. So this is the system that I would highly recommend you start to deploy into your online coaching business. Now, the third mistake that you're potentially making is that you have no offer positioning or conversion-based content. So look, even if you have an audience, a couple hundred followers, a couple thousand followers, a couple 100,000 followers, if your offer is not positioned correctly, or your content is not structured to lead followers towards a buying decision, then you will struggle to convert high-ticket clients. I will say it again. If your audience of any size does not have a positioned offer or targeted content, you're not going to make any money. It's literally as simple as that. So here's how you can actually fix this. First thing is you need to identify your dream client and make sure that your offer speaks to their pain points and their desired transformation. This is extremely important, right? We need to figure out who your ideal client is, narrow down on that person, which is essentially niching down, and then we need to cater some sort of offer towards that person. Next thing is we need to craft a clear offer statement that highlights who you help, what you help them achieve, and how. So when we look at this, it's basically optimizing your Instagram profile. You need a I help statement in your bio. You need to make sure that the content on your profile reflects what it is that you do. And if it's all sorts of random stuff and posts from you back in 2005 partying or whatever, then you really need to go through and clear this up, as this is your online digital resume in 2025. You'll see here that I have no beard, so yep, laugh away, but I look hilarious without a beard and I've got a small following here. But essentially this is an example of a clear I help statement. And then if you were to go through my content, you would also see it's very clean and clear about who it is that I help. The next thing is that you can use content that sells. Storytelling, social proof, testimonials, case studies, and authority building posts. These 2 posts here are examples of sales-based content. This one here on the left is a keyword strategy. So I'm delivering some value in this, but I'm then saying about halfway through the video, if you want this free guide, comment guide, and I'll send it to you. And essentially what I have is like a ManyChat automation that kicks in, sends them the free guide. But here's where it gets a little bit more strategic. I'm not just giving them the free resource, or you wouldn't just give them the free resource. You would have the free resource almost like gate kept on some sort of opt-in page. So they have to put in their first name, they have to put in their email, and now we've got them on our email list. So now they're coming into our content ecosystem. So this is a great way of making sales. And then this here is an example of stories that I was posting where I was doing some selling inside of that. But content that sells is always going to have some sort of story behind it. It's going to have some sort of proof. It's going to have some testimonials. It's going to have some case studies or authority building posts. And this right here is essentially sales-based content that you're watching right now. This is essentially just a training where I'm providing value, where there'll be a very soft pitch at the end. And don't run away now. It's not going to be anything crazy. Don't freak out. So now that you see why content alone is not enough, here is what actually works. A simple 4-step system to predictably generate leads, sign clients, and scale past 10K a month. So step number 1, my friend, is you need to design your escape plan. You need to get clear on your business model, ideal lifestyle, revenue goals, so you can actually build a business that aligns with the life that you want. The very first mentor that I had always said to me, you need to build the business around your life and not the other way around. And you've most likely heard that saying before. We all have. But here's the thing. I was following that principle and that was my goal. But the business model that initial mentor that I had taught me, it still basically trapped me. And I ended up, squeezing my life in around the business, which I didn't like. So after a lot of pondering and planning and testing and refining things, I've worked out a way where you can essentially follow the model I have, take it, and make it customizable to the way you want to live your life. But we won't be able to apply this model to your life and your business if you don't even know what life and business you want in the first place. And this is the problem, is everybody is building their businesses blindly. They're just going with the flow, just trying all sorts of random things, but they don't even know where the ship is going. So that's the first thing we need to focus on, is we need to build an escape plan, and we need to get clear on all of the things that you want in your life so we can build a business to actually support that. The second thing is creating a mouth-watering offer. So your goal is to create an irresistible, high-ticket offer that attracts your dream clients and makes selling easier. Here's the thing. If you don't niche down, like I was telling you to do before, you'll have a hard time creating a mouth-watering offer. And the reason being is if you just try and help anyone and everyone, your offer needs to be broad and it needs to be generalized so it can cater to obviously all of those different people. So if your offer is something like, I help motivated individuals lose 20 pounds in 90 days. It's got some specificity in there. It's got a little bit of outcome focus, and it's for someone, I guess, a motivated individual. But how's this for an offer? I help track and field athletes shave off 5 minutes off their half marathon time in 16 weeks or less with the hybrid athlete roadmap, guaranteed. That's still a little bit shonky because I'm obviously doing that on the fly, but you can see now that is for a specific person with a very specific outcome. This is a mouth-watering offer because this is very specific to something that somebody needs. Another example is myself, right? I've just started doing some running, which is hilarious because I've never been a runner my whole life. My pace at the moment is shocking, even for a 3K. So a really, desirable offer that would work well on me is how to get your running pace from 8 minutes per kilometer down to 6 minutes per kilometer for your 3 and 5K runs. Man, that fits me to perfectly, right? To a mold, right? It's exactly what I need and exactly what I want to improve myself. So it's having specificity, and it's also mouthwatering because it's like, this is fixing a big problem in my life. So create this irresistible offer, and trust me, making sales will become a shitload easier. The third step is we need to look at making it rain. So what you need to focus on is implementing a combination of those Instagram follow ads that I was telling you about before, content marketing, and appointment setting strategies to then drive leads consistently into your business. So I went through this little flow chart here just before. You can take a screenshot of this, pause on this, but go away and start deploying this into your business. Trust me, it will make a world of difference in terms of making more money and getting you above 5K a month. Step number 4, my friend, is you need to deploy systems and automations. So your primary focus, once you're starting to make a bit of money, is to install scalable systems that will streamline your lead generation, your sales, and your client fulfillment so you can work less while earning more. In my first business, I was working anywhere from 8 to 10 hour days. And then once I realized I needed systems, I got that down to about 4 to 5 hours a day. inside of the Freedom Coach formula, I'm working like 2 to 4 hours a day at the moment. It's crazy. And all of that comes from having leverage and the right systems in place. And if you want to have a life where you can have time, money, and location freedom, then systems and automation are crucial for this. So my friend, today we covered why content alone won't scale you past 5K a month. We also covered how to position your offer, how to create content that actually converts, and how to generate leads consistently. And now you understand the 4-step system that actually gets great results. So if you did find this training valuable and you want to see more insights like this, then head across to my Instagram. Make sure you're following me there because I always share daily strategies and behind the scenes on how I help coaches like you scale. And look, if you did want my direct help in scaling your online coaching business past 5K a month, then just send me the word details on Instagram and I'll send you all the details about how the Freedom Coach formula works. We will have a little bit of back and forth to make sure I can actually help you, but if you're looking for some help, feel free to reach out. But my friend, that's it for this video. Hope you got a lot of value and I'll see you inside of the next one.